And I will yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I now recognize Mr. McGarvey from the great state of Kentucky for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for being here today. I'm proud to come from a place where people still make things with their hands. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. We make every Ford F-250 and above right there in Louisville. We make Ford Escapes, Lincoln Corsairs. Louisville Slugger baseball bats are made by the steel workers in Louisville, Kentucky, right there on Main Street. We've got GE. We are a manufacturing hub in Louisville, Kentucky. And so when the president actually says he has a stated goal of having more manufacturing jobs in the United States, I agree with him. That's a goal I've had for a very long time. I want more people. I want more steel workers. I want a third shift at Ford. I want more United Auto Workers. I want more people making stuff with their hands, good paying jobs where people can provide for their families in Louisville. So let's talk about tariffs and how this impacts this, right? I've always said tariffs are neither good nor bad. Tariffs are a tool. A hammer is neither good nor bad. A hammer is a tool. It's really good for building a house. It's not so good for fixing your iPhone because how you use a tool matters. And so when you see a president who is putting a 40% tariff on Brazilian coffee and bananas, things that don't grow here in the United States, or a 50% tariff on Lesotho, or a grand total of tariffs on the islands of the McDonald Islands or the Heard Islands, where the population is 0 unless you count penguins. This is not common sense from a guy who claims to be the president of common sense. So let's talk about how this is impacting people across this country and how this is impacting people right in my district in Louisville, Kentucky. Mr. Mosier, if you're a company that wants to make a $500 million investment in U.S. manufacturing, but in order to make that investment, you need to import a German stamping press or an Italian 6-axis robot or a Japanese injection mold line, do you have to wait until we start making those things in the U.S. before you make your investment? Or are you just expected to pay an exorbitant tax on importing these machines?
We feel very strongly that the tariff should not apply to capital equipment such as you described.
But they do right now.
I agree. But
Yeah.
What we should do, we should have it not apply. The rate of U.S. manufacturing labor productivity has grown at 0 to 1% per year for 15 years. Whereas China is growing at 6% per year. If we expect to catch up with them in terms of cost, if we expect to be competitive, we need massively great investments in our factories, and a tariff on the machines does not allow that to happen.
Not going to get it. And there's some things right now to get those businesses going, you have to get them somewhere else. But the jobs are here. I mean, I see this in Louisville all the time. We've got Bigelow Tea in Louisville. They make over 1 billion tea bags a year. Every job they have is in the United States. So they got to buy the tea because tea can't grow in the United States. They got to buy it from somewhere else. The tariff coming in is debilitating. We've got a great shower door manufacturer, 310 Timbering. They make glass custom shower doors. But a lot of that equipment that they have to use to make that glass comes from Italy. You can't get it here, but every single job they have is in America. So I've heard from so many companies, they want to bring jobs back to Louisville. A major auto supplier who currently operates in Mexico, a cardboard manufacturer with operations in Northern Europe, and even iconic American brands like GE Appliances, as Mr. Mosier pointed out. But to set up a new factory or to expand a current one, you need machines that are so specialized they're only made in a few places. So what do you do if you need a machine that's only made in an ally country like Germany or Japan or Italy, where you have tariffs upwards of 15%? Or what if it's only made in China or Vietnam, where the tariff rates go up over 100% and change every single week? Mr. Crane, what can we do for a company like GE Appliances or others such as I mentioned that want to build in the United States but are facing such staggering startup costs? Is there a way to get them relief?
Thank you for that question, Congressman. I think it's the right framing as we think about tariffs as a tool in the president's toolbox, as you indicated. The most important thing that we've heard from manufacturers is rising input costs, right? So if you look at our Outlook survey that I referenced earlier, the top concern has been trade uncertainty. The second concern is rising input cost. Manufacturers want to make things here in America. We're committed to that vision. The tax bill incentivizes that, right? There's immediate expensing both for capital equipment purchases and for the factories that you're going to build or expand to put the equipment in. So we want policies to support and encourage further investment along those lines. And I think having the tariffs be less impactful for those pieces of equipment that you're bringing in to invest here in America would be a step in the right direction, as my fellow panelists have said.
And so what I hear you saying is how we use these tariffs matter. And the way the president's using these tariffs right now, they're making things more expensive for people to buy. They're making it harder for businesses to expand, and they're making it harder for businesses to provide the things we need at a cost people can afford. Because how you use a tariff matters, and the president is not using them in a way that makes sense for American people or American businesses. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Could I respond to that? Because